Hello everyone. I was thinking today about my recovery journey, and I decided to make another video about hope, motivation, willing to move to discomfort and get ourselves back on track after setback or relapse. So we know how we sometimes we may feel in our journey, hopeless, exhausted, and don't want to do anything. So that's why I think it's important topic. And as you may know, I'm from Ukraine, and currently we have like blackout here, no electricity because of constant Russian missile strikes on civilian infrastructure, and it's another challenge because no one is safe here. But thankfully we have an internet still here, so I hope I'll manage to send this video to you. So I would like to start with one of Rob's video. He was talking about balance in our journey, and even after you're recovered, you still have to be balanced and watch your behavior. And he was talking that he may notice that sometimes OCD tries to raise its head, but as he developed deep level of acceptance, he has an upper hand and OCD has no power. And then I read some comments when people were asked, wait, so you still notice OCD, so maybe it's not recovery and stuff like that. So that's how we think, how we tend to think in these black and white terms, all or nothing, good or horrifying, and stuff like that. And this is the problem. And another problem is that a lot of people are talking about curing OCD, not noticing it ever again, and that's why people may be frustrated and disappointed. So what I wanted to say about that as we know, OCD is not curing disorder. We can't cure it, but we can recover from it. And of course, even after recovery, sometimes we may notice it because we have as I told, OCD brains, and that's why we are developing acceptance. So even when sometimes it tries to raise its head because of deep level of acceptance, we are not consumed again, but some of the fear that tries to lash. So I am not completely recovered, but as I was struggling with a lot of teams, and I broke down those fears. I can now I can notice that sometimes it tries to latch again, but I just can observe it, but nothing happens. Nothing like, and again latched. So I remember when some period of time I was really struggling with sensory motor OCD, blinking, breathing, and I was thinking that this sensation will be with me to the rest of my life, and my life will be ruined, and there is no point to live. So now sometimes especially when I can hear someone talking about sensory motor OCD and describing how it feels, it tries to latch again, but I have no fear that I'll be in discomfort forever and nothing happens. I just can see how sometimes it tries to latch, but it has no power anymore. So I can make a conclusion here that when we have acceptance in all areas, that's what happens when we are completely recovered. So nothing can latch this chronic fear again, because we develop this acceptance and it has no power. But of course, sometimes we can notice how it tries to latch or to check if you are okay with that scenario or those scenarios. Also, during recovery, we may feel a lot of confusion. This is something that happens often, and when we are starting working on recovery, after a few months, we can get our life back again, and we may feel really good and motivated because we can see this progress, and we may think, oh, okay, so this is how it works. Maybe another few months and I will be completely recovered. But unfortunately, often it isn't like that, because OCD is kind of really resilient disorder, and as I told before, when we break down one fear, it searches for another fears, another scenario, and so that's why we need more work and more time. And OCD usually, as Nick was talking recently, OCD recovery usually takes a few years in order to reach this deep acceptance and recover and to reach robust recovery. So that's why we may feel sometimes confused, because after you was feeling good, setbacks or relapse again, and you may feel that it is the worst you ever felt before, and it really feels that you made no progress and nothing works, and you may be hopeless again. I can provide my example. A few months ago, I moved with my girlfriend, and so this event, and also as we were talking about war, and there are a lot of bad news, and after that I experienced one of the worst relapses for a month, and I felt like it's the worst how I felt ever. And it's really challenging and confusing, because I was thinking how I provided information for people as I am stuck again, and did I feel ever good or no, or this was sometimes it feels like all your progress is just an illusion, and you will be always stuck like that. So even if it when it feels like that, you'd better be aware that it's another relapse. You can go through it as you did before. Try to look again on what really scares you. Maybe it's fear in most of the oh my god, I forgot this word. In most of the cases, it's fear of fear, that you'll be in discomfort forever, or with those symptoms forever and stuff like that. So you'd better break down this fear and go through your life as best as you can. So it's very important to know. Also, I want to speak about the discomfort part in the journey, because it's something that's going to be with us constantly during some period of time, and it's better to be comfortable with it and working on our frustration tolerance. And what I would like to mention here that when we experience this discomfort, especially when we are triggered or when we experience down moment, it feels like we need to solve it, we need more clarity of it, we can stand this confusion, and there is an urge to ask a question. And I don't think it's a good idea when we feel this discomfort. Nothing wrong with asking a question, but it's better to do when we pass through it. And I must say from my experience that I often had this urge. I rarely asked, and I must say that after I passed through it, I had a realization that I didn't need that answer. So it was just like an urge just to get more certainty and get rid of discomfort. In the end, I want to speak about hope and motivation a little. I'm not going to motivate you emotionally, like you can do it, just pull yourself together. It's better to look realistically on OCD recovery, because it requires a lot of work, practice, work again, of course education, and OCD recovery involves a lot of aspects. And when I started OCD, I was really in the bad place. No hope, no knowledge about disorder, didn't know where to search help. And after 6 months when I found OCD recovery, it was like a life-turning event for me in the good way. And I had a few sessions with Rob, one session with Nick, visited few webinars, they were really good. But most of the recovery journey I was going through myself, and a few years ago I never thought that I would be here, because I'm really in the good place. I'm not fully recovered, still have work to do, but you know, it feels really good to live your life fully again. And so I wanted just to provide examples that you also can do it. It's better to have help, I think, because I can see now that I was doing a lot of unnecessary compulsions. They were hidden. I didn't even realize that I'm doing it, that this is compulsion. And also, as I was talking before, through OCD journey, we may experience a lot of confusion, and it's better to have someone who navigates you. So yeah. But the main point here that this is possible with work, patience, practice. It's possible, and it's worth it. So thank you for watching this video. I think it was helpful, and I wish you a good day. Bye bye.